go bye-byes. And the car. Oh. Good morning and welcome to our first day of the Insane 185 challenge. So let's be vulnerable for a hot second. I did not get up and get functioning today as I should have. And normally the brain in me would be like, oh, we're not gonna count today. We're gonna start tomorrow instead. And I am going to take a lot of time during this challenge to tackle my perfectionist tendencies, because I think they do a lot of harm in my day-to-day life, honestly speaking. So we did not get up early and get our day started as we should have. And that's okay, because I kind of knew that today was going to be a little bit of a funky day because it's Sunday, and my plan was to take the girls to the beach this morning. So there's one beach about an hour away from us that is dog friendly year round, and it is my favorite place to go. It is the place that I took Sadie on her last day. Like, it's just a very special place to me. And I love to take the two of them when I have them. So I've got Addie in the back and I've got Bug up front with me, because she really, really loves the beach, and she really, really loves the energy, the run around, the playing, the having another dog out there with her. So I knew that today was going to be a little funky, and we're going to go with it. We're going to go to the beach. I always like to pull some cards while I'm at the beach, so hopefully I will have the ability to do so with the two of them. You never know. It might end up being me like pulling cards in the parking lot, which is fine. But we're gonna go take some time at the beach near the water, which is like home for me. So let's do that, and this will be the start of our Insane 185 challenge, where I try to change my life in 6 months. Right, Ads? Yeah. Yeah, she's ready to go.
Hi, Buggy. Addie Bear, what you doing? Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Hello, good morning, Crusty Crew. I should have filmed this when I was in my car, but it's okay. I got to work early today. I managed to get up at like 5:30 today, so that's an hour better than I have been doing. So now I just have to do an hour and a half better than that. And I know what you're thinking. 4 a.m. sounds crazy. It sounds early. It's really not early for me. So I don't know what my problem is. But yeah, so I have to work today. I know I have a couple meetings. I have some things that I need to get done. And hopefully I'll be able to get some reading and writing done too. So we'll see where I land today, but that's the plan. Hello, Crusty Crew. This is a very precarious setup. You are currently in my kitchen spice cabinet, being held up by oregano and paprika. I just wanted to have a little chat about how things are going today while I start on some dinner. Some things have occurred in which I've learned that I have some food sensitivities that are starting really bad. So I'm pretty boring and pretty consistent with like the things that I eat. Earlier this month, I went to see Bring Her Back in the movie theater, and for the first time in like a decade, I had movie theater popcorn. That was a terrible idea. I got violently ill, and I thought that the movie had made me ill, like itself, because if you've seen it, it was crazy. It was cuckoo bananas crazy. But no, it was a popcorn. And then my partner brought home Parmesan bites from Domino's yesterday for me because they were on sale, and they have made me violently ill today. What I'm understanding is I have celiacs in my family, so thank God right now it's not that. It will probably eventually end up being that. Right now, that seems fine because I'm fine with bagels and white bread. I'm fine with butter and oil. I use oil in my potatoes or butter, and I make my butter here at home. And garlic is fine. Like, all of these simple, like, homemade foods are fine. Like, I make my own bagels, I make my own bread, I eat natural peanut butter. Like, everything is just very basic, boring, kind of bland. So all of that is fine. But I think it's either the super processed foods, which I don't even know if it's really that, because I eat like Ben & Jerry's ice cream with no problems whatsoever. And obviously that stuff's pretty processed. Or the thing that I think it really might be is like artificial butters and artificial like oils. So it could be that. I'm thinking it's that. And then I had acid reflux for the first time today. So that was a fun experience that I got to experience for the first time. That was not fun. So I finally just got home from work and I had an antacid, and that has fixed that problem. I'm still feeling a little bit weird, so I'm gonna make some dinner, which is just 2 russet potatoes tossed in oil and garlic powder, roasted in a cast iron, and some chicken nuggets that I always have. And then I'm gonna go for a walk after that with the girls. And hopefully after all of that, this day of feeling like really terrible physically starts to get better, so I can like get some stuff done that I really wanted to get done. Because I felt really terrible all day, and I think I'm finally starting to feel a little better. So let's make some dinner, go for a walk, and see what the body will allow me to get done today. Good morning, Custody Crew. It is Sunday. I don't know what day. But yesterday was the last day of what I count as week 1. I'm pretty sure right now I need to give y'all updates. But I am going to take myself on a little artist date in town because I need to run and grab some chairs for the new fire pit that I just built yesterday, and I decided that Buggies and I are gonna go and get some coffee and maybe a little snack and sit outside and do some writing. So let's start there, and when we're done with that, I will come back and give you updates on how my first week of the Insane 185 challenge went. Let's go. Well, good afternoon, Cressy Crew. It is Sunday, the 15th of June, and I am here to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly of the realities of my first week in the Insane 185 challenge. When I say the good, the bad, and the ugly, I really mean it, because it was not a beautiful week, it was not a beautiful process, and I'm here to tell you all about my successes, my failures, and all of that, because not only does that help keep me accountable, it also helps deal with my perfectionist tendencies, which are like a little side quest thing that I'm trying to work on and improve with this challenge, because I have been plagued by perfectionist tendencies since I was like 4 years old. So let's talk the good, the bad, and the ugly a little bit, and then we will go over to the whiteboard hiding over there, and we will go over actual statistics and talk about what I'm going to do for this next week. I think that this first week went both better and worse than expected. Now, something to account for. I did have my brother's dog for the week, and she does live a different lifestyle than I do, and I also am not used to having a bigger dog around. This is my dog, Bug. She's a Chihuahua. She's very derpy, and she's very sweet, and she very much just wants to exist with me at all times, and is happy to do so, and is generally fairly unobtrusive, I'm not gonna lie. She's a really easy dog overall. She's a little spoiled. She's a little bit of a disaster, but overall, she is a very easy dog, and she is not like a pocket dog. She is not someone that I carry around all the time. We go for walks, we go for rides, we go to the park, we play. She does lots of dog things, but if you didn't know, Chihuahuas like to sleep for about 19 hours a day. So she mostly sleeps, and when I try to wake her, she gives me the nastiest side eye. Yeah, you do. You give a nasty side. Honestly, she's pretty easy, she's pretty unobtrusive, and we have systems in place for her to be near me at all times, but not be under my feet. So our routine, our life together is easy in terms of that. Now, adding a high energy, 60-pound, very fluffy Australian Shepherd to the mix was very, very fun. And I will continue to do it whenever he needs me to, because I love that dog so much. But that is not to say that it is not, like, unobtrusive to our schedule, to our life, and to how things function. There are goods and there are bads to having her here, and the goods outweigh the bads significantly. But it takes effect on how this first week went, and that's okay. One of the things that I think that she really helped me get consistent with, which is going to be really helpful as the weeks progress, is going for 2 walks a day and getting in those 5,000 steps. She was so helpful with that because she wanted to get up in the morning, she wanted to do stuff, she wanted to do stuff when I got home. And normally with the Chihuahua, she is not a morning dog. She is brutal in the morning because all she wants to do is stay under the covers and sleep. I feel like if I had not started this challenge with Addie here, I would not have started that routine and really got like comfortable and happy in that routine, because there were a lot of days that we were going for walks and the Chihuahua, she did not want to. She was like lagging the entire time. She was just like, no, I don't want to. And I'm like dragging her along, and Addie's walking in front of us and she's just as happy as a clam. So I think that part of it was really helpful. I think that when it comes to making sure that there is enough time, that is where I kind of really failed this week. And that's not to say that I like wasted away my time on social media. I feel like I did really well with social media this week. I hit my social media goal in terms of like being on it at the appropriate times every single day, and it was really easy. So I'm thinking about altering that goal so it's a little bit more challenging, but we'll talk about that after. And just like really planning enough of the day, making sure I get up early enough in the mornings. I have been terrible at getting up early in the mornings, and I think that is where a lot of my failures came in this week. So that was brutal. That was a little brutal. So with all that, now that we've kind of vaguely discussed my failures and my successes, let's go to the whiteboard. Okay, so we were going to head over to the whiteboard, but my camera is not letting me film the whiteboard, and I'm realizing right now that I chose the wrong colors. The green that I chose for the marker is just not visible on camera. So I'm going to change up my colors for week 2, and that's fine. But I'm going to insert a picture here, and I'm going to be referencing it on my phone so we can kind of discuss. So let's go over my challenge rules and goals really quick. 1K more words per day than usual, 1.5K words per day. Journal/pull cards daily, complete drafts of 2 books, start editing 1 of the 2 drafts, post 3 pieces of content per day, 5 days a week. Pick off days, schedule breaks, honor them without guilt. Make new author friends online/in person, 5K steps a day, 95 ounces of water a day, stick to a healthy routine of exercise and diet, 3 meals a day and 2 walks a day, no social media before 9 a.m. or after 9 p.m., 1 hour of reading a day, stick to sleep schedule and nightly routine, which is prep for the next day before bed, and bed by 10. Enjoy my hobbies and spend time doing them 5 days a week, start learning French, and take on 1 editing client. The things that I am counting on a daily basis are my word goal, my journaling, my content, my 5K steps, my 95 ounces of water, 3 meals, 2 walks, my social media, that's my after 9 a.m. and before 9 p.m., my reading, my nightly routine, my bedtime, my hobbies, and my French. Okay? That's where we are baseline. On my first day, I got 6 out of my 13 completed goals for the day. Things I completed were my steps, my 2 walks, my social media, my nighttime routine, my bedtime routine, my hobbies. Things that I almost completed. Content, I got 2 pieces of content out that day, and meals, I had 2. So I was really close on both of those, but not quite there. On my second day, day 9, I got 519 words in, so not my actual goal, but I got words done. God damn it. I did journal and pull my cards. I got a single piece of content up. I did my 5K steps. I did my water. I did my meals. I did my walks. I did my social media. I got 30 minutes of reading in, not a full hour. I did my night routine. I did bedtime. I didn't do any hobbies, and I didn't do any French. So I got 8 out of 13 fully completed. The third day, day 10, I got 1,000 words written. Still not quite there, but almost. I did my journaling and my pulling cards. I failed at my content. I got 5K steps in. I got my water intake. I got my meal. I got 1 of my 2 walks in. I got my social media goal. I did 30 minutes of reading. I got my night routine. I got my bedtime. I didn't do a hobby, and I didn't do French. So 7 out of 13 completed. Day 4 is where things start to go downhill. Got my journaling, I did my content for the day, I got my steps, I got my water, I got my meals, I got my walks, I got my social media, I got my reading in, I got my night routine, I got my bedtime, my hobbies, and I didn't do my French. But I got 11 out of 13 completed. This is the day that I started to not feel well by the end of the day, though. And I got horrendously sick. For day 12, I got my steps in, I got my meals in, I got my walks in, I got my social media in, nighttime routine, bedtime, hobbies, not French. Day 6, I got in my steps, I got in my water, I got in my meals, I got in my walk, I got in my social media, my night routine, my bedtime. That's it. I was not feeling good on those 2 days at all. And then day 7 was the 14th. And I got in my 5K steps, I got in my water, I got in my meals. I didn't do walks, but I did like 5 hours of yard work. So I kind of counted a little bit. Social media was good, my bedtime was good, my hobbies were good. And what has kind of helped me keep track of all of this is like making notes from the days. On the 8th, it was a Sunday, and I struggled a lot with time management, with the beach trip, and deep cleaning the bedroom. So I took the dogs to the beach. Our closest beach that is fully dog friendly year round is an hour away, which is not bad, but obviously that's an hour there, an hour back. We spent like an hour and a half at the beach. So we're at almost 4 hours gone for the day. And then I had to deep clean the bedroom. So unexpectedly, I got busy with other life tasks. And I think that is kind of where my downfall is for this entire week. So on the 10th, I had a meeting for an hour and a half after work. That kind of took up a lot of time that I wasn't really expecting it to. It normally doesn't take that long, but it was a lot of fun. So I wasn't mad at it, but it just kind of was another life task that was a little bit unaccounted for. And all of these days, like, I'm failing in the morning. I'm absolutely failing in the mornings. Ideally, I want to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, which is not crazy for me. That's not crazy for me. I used to do it a lot. and I loved it. But it's just hard to get back into that routine. So, like this entire week I was getting up between like 5:30 and 6:30, which is a big issue for my plans. The 12th and the 13th, I was sick, not feeling well, and then the 14th, I was doing yard work for 5+ hours, exhausted. Addie went home, her parents came and picked her up, and I was ultimately just kind of recovering to normal. So what I'm planning for week 2, what is going to make week 2 better, is I am really going to work hard on getting up early in the morning. I just have to get back into the routine. The problem is, when I was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I had my senior with me, and she was a pain in the ass. And if I heard her get up, she would normally get up around 4:30 in the morning, and if I heard her get up and I did not immediately hop out of bed, grab her, and run outside, she would shit herself. That's the joys of senior life, okay? That's the kind of stuff that happens when you have a senior dog and you love every second of it. This thing right here, she gets mad at me when I try to wake her up before 6:30 in the morning. She gets mad at me. Can you believe it? She's just like, why are we up? What are you doing? We're supposed to be snuggling in bed. And I'm like, we need to get up and go for a walk. And she's like, no. So I have to kind of adjust how I get up in the morning, because when I was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I had like an immediate purpose, a task that needed to get done, or else problems would be afoot for me. And now I have to find the motivation to get up in the morning just for me, with the challenge of getting up with the Chihuahua. Because she is the biggest snuggle trapper. She's just like, oh mom, you're starting to get up, let me just, she just crawls up my body and like inserts herself at my hip and snuggles into a little ball against me at my hip, and I'm like, oh my god, that's the cutest thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. And then I just don't want to move, and I just want to go back to bed with her, and then my partner will like feel me starting to move, and she'll like come up behind me and put her arm over me, and then I extra don't want to move. And then the cat will come up and she'll climb up me, and I lay on my side, so then she'll sit on top of my hip and she'll lay down. So I have an arm over me, I've got a Chihuahua in the crook of my hip, I got a cat standing, like laying on top of my hip, and no one wants me to move, but I want to move. And that's where the problem arises, because early mornings are when I'm most productive. Ideally, my plan is to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. From 4 to 4:30, just general getting ready, giving myself a little time. If I get up at 4:15, the world isn't gonna end. You know, just like a half an hour of pacing myself, brushing my teeth, things like that. And then we have breakfast. Breakfast from 4:30 to 5. Okay, breakfast 4:30 to 5. Prep anything that I need for the day, food-wise. From 5 to 5:30, I would like to go for a walk, because that's when the sun is rising. It's really nice, it's beautiful, I love every second of it, and it's not too hot yet. Get back from the walk. 5:30 to like 6 o'clock, we're doing my cards. We're pulling my cards, all of that. From 6 to like 7, we are writing, okay? And then from like 7 to 7:30, we're doing any final tasks that I need to get ready for work, to leave for work. When I'm eating breakfast, I also want to be reading, because I don't want to watch TV while I'm eating anymore. I really want to cut down on that quite a bit. I want you guys to know that this is what she's doing while I'm talking about this. Can you believe this? I'm talking about being productive, and this is what she's doing to me. Oh, do you have something to say now? This is how I'm not productive. This is why. So like mornings are supposed to be a big moment of productivity for me, and I want them to be because that is when I function best. I'm an early morning person. I'm the type of person that if I could run more of a third shift schedule, I definitely would, because I don't know if it's even a third shift schedule. I get absolutely exhausted from like 2 o'clock on. I really need to take that morning time when my body is feeling good, it's feeling most alert. Like I don't have a lot of chronic pain flare-ups in the morning. So I need the mornings. So that is really my goal for week 2 of the 185 Insane Challenge, is to get my morning routine in order. My nightly routine is going great. My food is going great. My walks are going great. Like all of the physical things that I need for my body to make it functional and feeling good are going perfectly. So the goals need to be to work on making the time available for me to focus on myself and to not focus on the animals, to not focus on cleaning the house, to not do any of that. I just need to focus in and lock into me. And that is going to be the goal of week 2. We are making one adjustment to the goals. I am changing the social media goal. Instead of doing no social media before 9 a.m. and no social media after 9 p.m., I'm changing it. We are going to do no social media before 10 a.m. and no social media after 8 p.m. because that was such an easy challenge for me. I want it to be a little bit more challenging. So that's the one change that we are making to the actual goals. We've talked about my failures, we've talked about my success, we've talked about what I will be focusing on for week 2 to make week 2 successful. So our baseline, I want to get every single day for week 2 8 tasks or more done a day. That is my baseline because I find it pretty easy, pretty manageable to complete 7 out of the 13 tasks in a day. So we are going to make sure every day this week 8 out of the 13 are complete. I know ideally 13 out of 13 would be complete, but let's be realistic here, and if we can do better, then that's fantastic. But every day does not need to be perfect, and I'm just doing my best. So that's where we're at in trying to change my life in 6 months. I will see y'all at some point in the next week giving you updates. Hopefully we can get a like 12 or 13 out of 13 this week. So let's get it together, and hopefully I will do morning check-ins to hold myself accountable this week. Let me know if you guys are doing this, how y'all are doing on your journeys, and I hope that everyone is having a fantastic day. I will talk to y'all next time. Bye.